Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Shacey Bender. I'm Cheyanne.
I'm Cierra, and welcome back to this week's video. So I would say that Cheyanne and I are PowerPoint connoisseurs. We love to make PowerPoints about literally anything. And one day, we were just like, why don't we both just document every single crush we've ever had and just put it into a PowerPoint and film a video with it.
Today we're going to be going over mine because Sierra's revisions need to be made.
So her PowerPoint is completed, and today we will be going through Cheyanne's crush history.
We just like to embarrass ourselves.
While Cheyanne is going through her PowerPoint, I'll be off to the side, I don't know, making nasty comments, judging her. I'm kidding, obviously.
No,
but
like, bring the roast.
yeah, I will roast her and voice my opinions on who she's liked in the past.
Some of these aren't exactly crushes per se, more like aesthetically attracted to.
Because we're both asexual, you can see it by the colors on my shirt. I'm wearing the asexual pride flag. Some of the things that we included on here are just swishes or whatever, just people that we were aesthetically attracted to, not romantically interested in.
But some stuff, you know, it was a real life experience, and so I feel like that has to go down in my history, you know? Because just so you know, be aware while we're going through this that I've never liked a person in real life. So, like, all of these are fictional men. For the most part.
And neither of us have ever had a crush on a person in real life. So yeah. And also, on top of that, I think swishes are important to mention because they help, well, at least it helped me realize that I was ace and not sexually attracted to people.
So we'll get into it in just a second, but two things we need to clarify. So after this video comes out, Sierra's part 2 will be next, after the revisions are made. And for my slideshow, I also gave a rating of each crush on how I have, like, reflected on it now.
Let's get started, I guess.
Just to clarify, as the PowerPoint master, this is probably one of the worst slideshows I've ever made. There was too many slides to already make, so I did not put any animations or anything, like usual.
Quantity over quality.
Yes. As you can see, Kurt Hummel. I thought that a gay man would represent me best today. I'm just saying because, I don't know, I relate more to a gay man than a straight woman.
Yeah, that makes sense.
By the way, these all go in order, for the most part, to my life. Starting at the first one, the first crush I ever had was Cody Martin from The Sweet Life. That's a really amazing image. As you can see, everyone literally lied. Said that I liked Zach. They gaslit me, especially on, like, just The Sweet Life. I thought Zach was disgusting, and Cody was the twin that I had a crush on, you know? He was the one that I liked. I mean, we both liked him, right?
Yeah, I don't judge you for this because I also had a crush on him.
Isn't it funny though? Our first crushes as twins were on another set of twins.
That's really creepy. I hope that never happens again.
I remember I was obsessed with the sweater vest, the nerdy energy, and you forget to cherish her. I was obsessed with him, and I gave him a 7 out of 10 because, you know, I remember looking back on that fondly. Now we have Zach from The Sweet Life on deck. TSLOD. Everyone's like, oh, he had a glow up. But, like, he just grew up. He got a new haircut, and it just changed his entire look. I really do like his personality on The Sweet Life on Deck. I think that me and him would mesh well, you know? I'd be getting smoothies all day. I don't know why, I always come back to him. Like, I still have a crush on him. I don't really know why, but it keeps happening. 9 out of 10. Thank you. Also, I'm just gonna duck real quick so you can see everything on the slide if you didn't get to see it. Next, we're going big time because it's Logan from Big Time Rush. My favorite and longest crush of all time. Well, actually, is it? No, because like, I was just gonna say, the stuff with Zach faded in and out throughout my life, whereas, like, Logan has always been the one. I love Logan in season 1 of Big Time Rush. I like him throughout throughout the whole show, but he just had a completely different look in the pilot, specifically. First season Logan is not fourth season Logan. It's just not the same. Living for that season 2 hair as well. He's just awkward. Again, sweater vests are coming up again. Nerdy, hella smart, an icon. Honestly, he pretty much set up my beauty standards in men for the rest of my life. Tell me when I'm not liking a man that has dark hair. Just saying. A lot of people that I have or had crushes on, they do look like him, but they can't be him. He's the OG. And I love this man. Go study to be a doctor. I love it. I give this man 100 out of 10. He's probably my favorite crush of all time just because, I don't know, I love Logan and I have like so many things with him on it or about him. Like, it's my whole childhood to now. It's like almost like I've never aged and I'm the same person.
I mean, I'm in full support of this. We're both rushers. Every time you talk about this, I'm just like, yes. I mean, I had to live through it with you liking him throughout our childhood, and I was all for it then, and I'm 100% supportive of it now.
Because one thing I just want to say is, like, me just going through this slide is not going to express enough how much I like Logan at all. Like, I just want to even say that because, like, you know, these other guys on the list, you know, they were just crushes I had in the past, but, like, Logan is marriage material. I would marry Logan from Big Time Rush. Just putting it out there.
Stan Logan Mitchell.
Hortense. The next one is weird. Jace Norman? Kind of? I don't even remember what that was. Even in my slide, I'll just read it right off of the slideshow. I'm honestly not sure what to say about this one because I'm so confused. I wouldn't say it was a celebrity crush, but at the same time, I watched all of his movies as well as Henry Danger, and I'm still obsessing over Henry Danger to this day. By the way, I'm putting pictures from when I liked them. People obviously age, so the picture I have of him there is what he looked like when I liked him, just to clarify. Because, like, he's such a fetus there. It freaks me out. I don't get it, because literally my whole entire life, I liked older guys. I just said Zach from The Sweet Life on deck, and Logan from Big Time Rush, and I'm a teenager now. But I guess, you know, he looked like a fetus, I looked like a fetus, and it just worked out, I guess. And one thing that I really love about this one specifically is that I lied and wrote in my diary and I claimed that he was my new boyfriend, and that he helped me get over my ex.
I just like to point out, like, living through this phase of her life, like, living through that with her, I vividly remember Jace Norman being on her lock screen wallpaper on her iPod 4.
And I remember the image, she was like, get to know Jace, and he's like this on it. Younger Jace Norman. Honestly, he creeped me out because I'm just like, wow, I liked that. I watched Splitting Atoms so many times. It's kind of hard to count. When I was younger, like, that and Henry Danger.
You were never into Rufus, though, whatever those movies were.
I don't know. I think I was maybe too old by that point.
Yeah.
Because, again, I had a crush on Logan for so long that this is, like, years later.
Yeah.
Like, when I started liking Jace Norman, so.
It was, like, what, 2015 or something?
Yeah. I rated this a 4 out of 10. I mean, I have a lot of good memories, but, like, he just kind of creeps me out because it's just, like, how, like, I had, when I was younger, I had, like, crushes on, like, the Stranger Things cast. But it's like, if I watch the first season, I'm like, oh my god, they look like 7 to me. It's so weird to go back and think, like, oh my gosh, I looked like them at one point, and that's why I liked them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure that because, like, a celebrity crush is one thing, but a fictional crush is another for you, and I think that's probably why this is rated way lower. Because
yeah, I don't have as many memories of it. Like, I just remember the stupid stuff I did, but, like, I don't really remember why I liked him. Moving on. Oh my gosh. Thomas Barbuska. The funniest thing is, like, so this is, like, everyone I've liked in my entire lifetime, so it's like, does anyone even know who these people are, like, all collectively? So he was from the Peter Pan, was it a Geico commercial or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Or was it Progressive? I don't know.
It was some sort of like insurance commercial, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the Peter Pan commercial and Dead Bro. He's someone's dead brother. He's the dead brother in the movie Middle School with Griffin Gluck. He'll be coming up later. So this crush was very short-lived. Honestly, it's like once the commercial stopped, I didn't think about him ever again. I first saw him in a commercial where he played Peter Pan for some reason and was starting to fly around the room. He like looked up the commercial recently and it's just like, what was going on in my head? That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I guess I'm thinking, does it also count as a crush on Peter Pan?
Stop. No, it does not. I live for that commercial. Like, I would wait for it to come on because I thought he was cute and I was just like waiting to see him on TV like when I came home from school. Again, he was also in the Middle School movie with Griffin Gluck. You know, he played the main character's dead brother. Kind of weird. I don't know, he was barely in the movie, so like I don't know how I got attached at all. Do I like him now? Because the image that's on the slide is a recent photo of him.
What is going on? I thought you said that all the images were supposed to be from when you liked them. The inconsistencies. Get it right! I just am convinced that my past self had to have had an ulterior motive. Like, you clearly just want to talk about current day Thomas Barbusca.
Do I like him now? Not really, because I just don't really know who he is, who he is really, honestly. You know, I can see the appeal though. Like, I'm kind of living for that haircut he has in that image. Looks like a vampire, so I feel like that's kind of right up my alley. I rated this a 6 out of 10 because I honestly don't really remember much. I still think that, like, he's good looking now, like, again, like, based on that image, so he got a little bit more points. I guess it's time to move on from the dead brother. Oh god, I hate this one. Not Champ from Goosebumps.
Oh my gosh, I can't, because I wasn't sure if I liked him too. Like, also, like, for like 2 seconds and then it was over. I need to rewatch that movie. I think it's on Netflix, so like maybe we'll rewatch it and get traumatized.
But I hate this one so much because it's just like, we know what kind of guys you like, okay? Like, literally the most anxious loser human beings. Like, and when I say loser, I'm not actually calling him a loser. I'm just saying, like, how people would describe him. You know what I mean? Obviously, I didn't think he was a loser, but you know what I mean. If you thought the last crush was short-lived, this one was even shorter. I swear it was only a few days, but it was so strong that I have a lot to say. To a certain extent, I swear it only lasted while I was watching the movie in the theater. We went as a family, me and my parents and Cierra, to go watch the Goosebumps film in theaters. And the only reason that crush left the theater was because I had a dream about him that night, and I woke up in the middle of the night at like 1 a.m. and I just had to write a song about it. And I remember some of it, like na 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 na.
I mean, I don't want to criticize because I've done bad things too in relation to crushes that were super embarrassing, but like, I am silently judging you.
Okay. Again, I swear I only liked him because he was socially awkward and quiet, and also because, like, I felt bad for him because, like, everyone was kind of mean to him. It was just, like, a really awkward experience to like this guy. I gave the character a 2 out of 10 because I honestly don't remember him, and this is, like, one of the most embarrassing things ever. But the actor gets a 9 out of 10. Because, like, the way that they dressed him in this movie was terrible. If you can look at the images, just a hairstyle and outfit change can really change a person. I'm actually just gonna duck because I just want you to be able to see everything. Because I have a lot of weird diagram type stuff. You know, you need to get the context. Yeah, but definitely worst crush I ever had. Well, actually, no, the next one's even worse. A Three Stooges child. If anyone who didn't know me, like, they probably are like, who even is this girl? Like, after saying any of this. Because, look at him. Look at him. Who is this kid? Who the F is this? So I have the Three Stooges movie DVD. I think I have it in my childhood bedroom, and I definitely was, like, watching it multiple times. And I had a crush on whoever this is. I definitely need to mention though, when I say a Three Stooges child, I don't mean like obviously a child of one of the Three Stooges. I mean one of the Three Stooges as a child.
Mo.
I was just gonna say, I think it's supposed to be Mo. Like, and I have a photo of like the adult Mo at the bottom, and like again, it just says trauma because what is that? I really don't remember anything about the Three Stooges either, so.
You know, something that always pissed me off about the Three Stooges is that the bald guy is named Curly.
Like, I know that that's the whole point, but like, it's still irritating. I don't know why I liked him like at all. I do regret it because it's Mo. I just can't get the adult version of Mo out of my mind as I'm talking about this, because honestly, that's all I have to really think about, because I don't remember what I was thinking like when I had a crush on him. All I remember is there's this scene in a movie where they're like in the back of the car, and that's when I started to have a crush on him.
Why do I vaguely remember that also, that same scene? Like, I don't remember.
Maybe I liked him because he had a bowl haircut, you know, when I was younger, and so to this day, I live for a good bowl haircut, but obviously, all I can say is that it just makes me uncomfortable, and I can only see adult Mo's face, and it makes me want to throw up. So obviously, he gets a 0 out of 10 from the trauma of adult Mo, but even on top of that, again, like, I'm even trying to, like, you know, go back and think of anything I could have possibly been thinking when I was a kid, and I just don't remember it all. Okay. Not the waiter at TGI Fridays. The pictures of the waiters are only there because of the fact that he was a waiter. They do not represent this guy.
But kind of.
No, like
Friday's Swish story.
The only image that I would say like more accurately represents this guy, although I could not find actually a picture that looked like this guy. This is just like to give you an idea of what he looked like, is like the biggest image. I don't have much to say because I don't know this guy. I saw him at TGI Fridays once when I was a child. It was a really embarrassing experience though, I'll say that. I just felt like it had to be mentioned because of how embarrassing the experience was, because I thought I got caught staring at the waiter by a family member when they actually were just making a joke about me liking the waiter that was unrelated, because in our family, it's just like, oh, there's a boyfriend for you. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was completely unrelated. Like, that's just stuff that's, like, some of my family members joke about.
Like, it was literally just because a man was in the vicinity.
So it had nothing to do with me, actually. But I didn't know that. I thought that I was actually caught. So I got, like, really nervous and wanted to leave the restaurant. And I kinda got you one girl, that's the guy I'll be. BTR. But just like as a whole, not just Logan this time. As you can see from the image, it's just the 3 other members. I just never got to appreciate the other members because I was just so hyper-focused on Logan, writing that he was hot in my diary. Again, did not know I was asexual. I need to read what this says, hang on. When I was younger, I was too busy being obsessed with Logan and writing that he was hot in my diary because I didn't know I was ace or underage. I thought that me and Logan were actually gonna be able to date. But now that I'm older, I'm not as blinded by Logan. Logan is like my one and only, again, like marriage material, but like honestly, I would date any Big Time Rush member, so like only if I lived in a Scott Fellows world, like just transport me into the show. But like the other members are like effing treats, you know? First of all, like Carlos, what an icon. The thing is, like, he is crazy, but that's not even the problem. It's honestly just the gross stuff that he does that's the problem. But honestly, Stan, the bean fart thing in the pool, that's something I would be okay with, but maybe not the whole thing where he was literally gnawing down on Cheetos while trying to do speed dating. That was disgusting. My favorite member of the 3, though, is James, obviously. I love his self-absorbed weirdo pretty boy personality. That's the only way I know how to describe it. Just weirdo pretty boy. That's his personality. Because honestly, sometimes I think that he's even worse than Logan. Like, I would say that out of all the Big Time Rush members, I like the most insane ones. Because, like, we all know, like, Carlos for being crazy, but I actually think that James and Logan are more crazy than Carlos. Don't you think that, like, James and Logan are more insane than Carlos?
Honestly, yeah. Like, they try to paint Carlos as the crazy one, but I doubt it.
I'm just seeing, you know, Logan trying to chase Camille and Kendall down with the axe guitar. Even with that being said, when I wrote this slide, I did put that I probably had the biggest crush on Kendall out of the three of them, but that's not true. Like, maybe at the time, like, I was, you know, kind of being like, oh, Kendall, but that's Sierra's man, so I need to back off. But actually, no. Currently, obviously, James is my favorite. Honestly, if I was in Big Time Rush, I would have to date James before I date Logan. Because, like, yes, like, Logan is marriage material, but if I never got to date James, I don't know. Because, I don't know.
You gotta play the field before you meet the one.
Yeah, he's just also, like, too pretty and too insane to not be my favorite. Like, it's not all about the looks, but the thing is, like, I'm saying that it's kind of iconic that, you know, he, like, takes care of his appearance. That is kind of tied into his character, like, in his personality, so I had to mention it. This one I literally barely remember. Seth Powers from Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. He's honestly more of a meme to me, and I only vaguely remember having a crush on him, but, like, I thought I should just put him on here, because, I mean, I know that I did have a crush on him, I just don't remember literally anything about it. I mean, the first time I watched Ned's was obviously a very long time ago. I don't really have any memory of it, but never stop spinning that basketball. 7 out of 10. I'm not mentally prepared for this one. Fred Figglehorn.
Oh gosh. I have something to say, because here's the thing. I feel like this crush took up a chunk of my life, I will say that. And I think it heavily affected me mentally because I was also being bullied by people at school for watching Fred's videos. And I didn't put him on my slideshow just because we wanted to have different ones than each other, but I will just say this one was significant.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you can't even judge because you also had a crush on him as well. Yeah, I was one of those girls. Like, you know, I had a Fred phase just like every other child. I'm not even ashamed of having, you know, a past crush on Fred Figglehorn. Even though I was bullied like nonstop for liking Fred, I don't really care. Like, do I think it's weird to have a crush on Fred? Maybe. Yes. The answer is yes, but I stan Lucas Crookshank.
We watch his videos all the time with his brother Jacob, and so, you know, when I watch his videos, it doesn't even cross my mind that I liked his character, obviously on his old YouTube channel and the Nickelodeon stuff. Like, it doesn't even cross my mind, but let's just say every time I look at the Fred DVD, like, movie DVD that's in our house, I get a little traumatized.
Solid as a rock.
No.
He was just really weird, and I think that's also, like, why I liked him. I was just a very confusing child, as you can see. You know, I still like Fred, though. And when I say that, I obviously do not mean that I like, literally have a crush on Fred. I'm just saying that I love Fred the movie still, because
it's just so bad.
It's so bad, it's funny. Fred the movie is so camp. I even have, like, on the slide, it's like, yo, go save Judy, fight Kevin with your invisible poncho, and play spin the bottle with your mom. Like, that is the whole movie. 5 out of 10. Robbie Shapiro is next. And honestly, I just want to put it out there that, like, you know, out of all the guys on Victorious, like, I really only like Andre and Robbie. I don't know. I have never liked Beck. Not that there's anything wrong with Beck, he's just too boring.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but any of the people that had a crush on Beck, they for sure had a crush on him because they experienced sexual attraction. I'm telling you this right now because that's what I believe. Okay, I'm not a Beck hater. I absolutely love him in the show, but he doesn't have much going on to his character.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot of personality.
No, but seriously, I'm not even trying to be rude, but there's no way that you can have a crush on Beck. It has to be a sexual crush. There's no way it's a romantic crush because he has nothing going on. There's no personality. And it sucks that, like, everything that was interesting about his character was basically off screen with his life. Like, what was going on there? Seriously.
I'm sorry, but you have to be sexually attracted to Avon Jogia
Because
to like Beck.
What I was thinking in the back of my mind is, like, what are the first two things that come to your mind when you think of Beck? Jade's boyfriend or actor. Anyway, I don't get the Robbie Shapiro hate. I'm so sick of people acting like a Nickelodeon show is like real life, so therefore Robbie has to be controlling Rex and he's disgusting.
Honestly, I like to believe that Rex is just separate from Robbie. I mean, he literally, what about the whole thing where he, like, screwed with the gimbal, like, on, like, the harness for Trina? Robbie didn't do that. Rex did that.
So any of the nasty, pervy, misogynistic remarks that come out of Rex's mouth has nothing to do with Robbie. And I honestly think that what really sells this for me is Matt Bennett's acting. You know what I mean? He wears male makeup. Obviously, he runs Roborazzi, which is literally the most popular show on the internet, on the slap. And you know what the thing is, like, I will admit that, like, they have made him have his creepy moments in the show. But, like, the thing is, like, I really don't care because, honestly, it's kind of like the Glee effect.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you know, they just ruin a character just for the sake of having a joke or a plot for an episode.
And also, about the Rex thing, I know there are so many people that would fight me on my opinion. I mean, it's just an opinion, but whatever. I don't care if people have whatever opinion about, like, Rex and Robbie or whatever. But I just feel like if superheroes exist in the Dan Schneider Nickelodeon universe, like Henry Danger, and there's weird things like that, then I'm pretty sure that Rex can be somewhat of a sentient being.
Yeah, and I also really love Robbie's one-liners, so Trina, you're staying home tonight. Not Edmund from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or The Chronicles of Narnia, whatever you want to say. We read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe in school in my 4th grade English class. I became so obsessed with the books. And this, like, lasted, like, this whole Narnia phase for me for years. So imagine what I was like when I saw the movies. We watched the movies when we were at school one time, and that's when my unhealthy Narnia Edmund phase began. Me and Cierra signed up for a Skander Keen's newsletter for this.
I don't like to talk about it.
And the whole story with this one specifically that I definitely wanted to put in my slideshow, which was funny. I told my English teacher that I had a crush on him for some reason, and how I phrased it in the slide is honestly really funny. She shared her Narnia hotties back. We were just talking about who we were crushing on in the Narnia movies, and I remember her being like, oh yeah, Prince Caspian though, like... Student-teacher relationship goals, according to the slide. But you know, anymore, I still like the Narnia movies and stuff, but Edmund specifically kind of makes me cringe. Like, he makes me kind of uncomfortable. Every time I see him, I get secondhand embarrassment. But, you know, I still like him, I guess. Kind of. Relatively. I mean, I just did some crazy things for this character. As you can see on the slide, that was my iPod Touch wallpaper. And obviously signed up for the Skander Keen's newsletter. I don't know, like, what happened to that. If I ever unsubscribed. But it's on my old iPod, so who's to know. I always just remember I had a problem. Me and Cierra were always watching this fan-made music video about him being a bad boy. Won't you be my bad boy, be my man, be my weekend, so be my friend. I used to watch it like every night before I went to bed. I sped up the video, reversed the video, like...
Straight up nightcore video.
7 out of 10, I guess. Stanley Yelnats and or other Shia LaBeouf characters. Me and Cierra have an unhealthy obsession with Holes, the film.
I think even me more than you. I
Yeah.
literally made a whole entire PowerPoint presentation about Holes a couple of years ago about my opinions on the film and novel.
Okay, like, Stanley Yelnats, I understand. You know, he's kind of a king. But I'm very confused about other Shia LaBeouf characters because, like, Louis Stevens is a pig. Like, he is disgusting.
I never knew you liked him until this slide was created.
And even on my slideshow, I said he is so annoying. I think he annoyed me into liking him somehow. Like everything else. Once again, I like people I hate. Stanley Yelnats, on the other hand, is amazing, a decent human being, possibly bisexual, like gay representation. Holes is an iconic movie. I do not have any regrets about liking Stanley Yelnats because, you know what, like, it's just, like, really confusing how this all ended up happening considering I never liked Shia LaBeouf. Like, any of his characters, even. It's just weird because, like, I've seen him before, and then just one day, when my teacher played the movie Holes for the class, my whole life changed. No, not really. This was probably one of the more insignificant crushes, but it's fine.
Rating?
I put a 4 out of 10, probably because of Lewis. I forgot this was on here. Milton from Kickin' It.
Milton Krupnik.
Look at all that text. So I liked Milton and Jerry from Kickin' It when I was a child. You know what the thing is? I wrote like me liking Jerry was so mild and insignificant that it just, isn't even worth mentioning. But it's like he was the main one I liked, so I don't understand. I don't know what my reasoning behind this was. Maybe I just did not feel like making a slide about Jerry, but there you go. And I think the problem is that I really only started liking Milton a few years ago. Like I even wrote the fact that I mainly started liking Milton as a teenager is an issue in itself. Am I ashamed? Kind of. Oh my god, what a big fat nerd stereotype he is. And I even wrote in my notes, like on the slide, he does karate, but not even well. Don't you get on top with me, I'm saying won't you come kick it with me. Yeah, I had a Kickin' It phase.
Didn't we all?
Also, I just would like to mention how much I appreciate and love his terrible outfits, like in The Image. His wardrobe, like in every episode, is like if a 60-year-old man, okay, crossed with SpongeBob and a random outfit from a Scott Fellow set. That's what it's giving every time. I mean, even just based on the image, always like a shirt with a pop collar, a cardigan, khaki shorts, knee-high socks, definitely giving SpongeBob. Someone needs to help him with his outfit choices, and I am a men's fashion connoisseur, so I think that I could probably fix it.
You're a men's fashion expert. I think we are both certified fashion experts when it comes to men's hair and clothes.
How is he... I swear, it's like I just rated these based on whatever, because like how does he have a higher rating than Edmund?
You can change it right now.
I think it was honestly based on the embarrassment. So like Milton, you're getting a 2 and Edmund can get a 5. The Flash, Barry Allen. And I'm talking about like, I mean, I like the Flash overall, but I'm saying like one that I was like really keeping in mind for this, because I mean, I read the comic books and stuff, but I'm talking about Grant Gustin, the Flash, like the show that was on the CW. It's Sebastian from Glee. Can we spend a little time? I love that moment. I had a screen recording of that on my phone, but anyway. The Flash has always been one of my favorite DC superheroes, and the show on the CW, like, I was just so obsessed with it. Like, my Flash phase, if you will, grew because of the show. I know it's not, like, as good in later seasons, but, like, you get the point. I really do love the beginning of that show, even though apparently there's some plot holes or something. I don't know.
I haven't watched it in years, so I would have to watch it all over again and find out.
Barry Allen is, like, DC's version of Peter Parker. And so I like them both for the same reasons, honestly. But unfortunately, I had a recent Spider-Man craze, and I think Peter Parker might be better.
Wow.
Still love Barry Allen, though. 7 out of 10. And here are the images. Not loving them, but that's all I can find. I'm going to die over this one. Benny Weir from My Babysitter's a Vampire. I mean, I just love the images, honestly. You know, the G's from Radio Rebel. I know that's not Benny Weir, but it's still iconic. And apparently at the time of me making this slide, I really wanted to do it because it was announced that My Babysitter's a Vampire would be leaving Netflix. And apparently Radio Rebel was also taken away. We so fly.
The G's.
And I think the thing about this is that I wrote, like, it's kind of depressing, like, you know, I might not see him for a while, because the show is going to be gone, and, well, the show, is that show gone, or is it just the movie?
All of it's gone off of Netflix.
Sad. Anyway, it took me like a really long time to actually admit to myself that I liked him because I was so pissed off and caught up in the idea that he's just such a big perv.
Remember our My Babysitter's a Vampire movie commentary video? We were like, oh, we don't like them. Oh my god.
Yeah, you do. You're just lying. Just to save yourself from the embarrassment. I think I just kept telling myself again, like, you don't like them, you don't like them. But I did. I don't know. I just feel like me and Benny would be besties. Oh, he's just a very entertaining person. Although, like, again, like, why is he always just doing the catcalling and being disgusting? Obviously, I do not approve of that, but at the same time, I even wrote this on my slide, if a guy keeps me amused, I probably have a crush on him no matter how much of a D-bag he is. So, It's terrible. But I don't really know what to say.
The thing is that tons of girls like Benny Weir. We hear people talking about it all the time in the My Babysitter's a Vampire fandom. In my opinion, by Disney Channel standards, the stuff that he did wouldn't be considered even quote unquote like catcalling, because they called that flirting on Disney Channel, to just say things to women.
Yeah.
When they're just minding their own business. So I feel like that's their fault for writing it that way when it wasn't supposed to be like that.
And this is from Canada.
Yeah, super raunchy Canada.
But the last thing I just want to, leave it at is in the worst way. I also like guys who would annoy me. So I guess he would fall into that category. But anyway, go do some spell casting with your grandma and play whatever cringy video game Disney Channel wants you to play this week. 9 out of 10. Oh, this one's rough. We have Des from Austin and Ally. Again, I know that the photo is not great, but what am I to do? I had to settle for this one. Don't fight me on it, okay? Now, this is a whole story of how I found out that I had a crush on Des. I'm gonna read it right from my notes because I'm sure I described it perfectly. One night after I watched Austin and Ally, I had a dream where Austin and Des were fighting over me and we are in a love triangle. I don't know. I really don't. Before that dream, I would have easily said that I liked Austin over Des, and I might have even said that I didn't like Des at all. When I woke up from the dream, I realized I would have actually chose Des. Then I started to give his character a chance after that dream, when we were watching the show. And honestly, I ended up loving his character, and in a way, I think that we're very similar. I don't really know if that's a bad thing or not, but I found myself 8 out of 10. Austin from Austin and Ally. Of course, I had to mention Teen Beach Movie on this slide. Not that I even like him in Teen Beach Movie, I'm just saying he has some bobs. Ross. I don't have much to say because, again, I like him, but I like Des more. But the story has changed a bit. I had a dream about him when it's always Austin and Ally in the dreams, because yesterday night, I had a dream.
Last night.
No, it wasn't last night.
Yesterday.
It sounds so stupid. Well, I guess I would say 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Yesterday night. Anyway, 2 days ago, I had a dream where Austin wanted to date me, and I turned him down, and then he tried to date Trish, and so I was like, for some reason, I have to get him back, and then I did, and we did a musical number. We sang Not a Love Song together.
But it actually was a love song.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like me and Austin should be together. He's a bit too cringy to be my boyfriend. I think that he should just date Ally just the way it is. I love Austin and Ally, them as characters, but they're both boring and annoying, so they should just be together. I love the images that are on here, wow, you're a mess. I just don't know if I more like the idea of Austin kind of being in love with me and having a crush on me rather than actually having a crush on him.
I totally get that.
7 out of 10. Oh god! Here you can look at the diagram. I have my favorite outfit of his on the screen. Some of my favorite looks from him. Since when did you karate though? You can tell I watched Tall Girl multiple times.
Not proud of it.
I'm not proud of it, I just like bad movies, so let me have my fun. Honestly, you can obviously just read whatever is on the slide, but I just want to say this. I'm not saying I am in love with this man or whatever. It's just we love a chaser.
The commitment and dedication, literally carrying a crate around for his whole entire life for one smooch.
And not smooch, that's so gross. I also said, to be honest, I love his annoying toxic short guy energy, even though he isn't short because he's 5'8", but they try to act like he's short because of, Jody over here.
Well, some women would say that he's short, but I think that's really stupid.
I am 5 foot. That is not short to me.
I'm getting annoyed with women saying, my man has to be 7 foot tall. What is that?
Also, I love this little comment I made. Why does his voice sound like he's the tech guy in the chair running the operation? I really am in love with his outfits. He has a nice face. And yeah, I just love annoying people. So 10 out of 10.
No.
No. Oh, by the way, as I'm recording this, I'm watching Tall Girls 2 right now.
Viscount Tewksbury from Enola Holmes. So here's my little diagram. He's always sniffing the plants. He's a little sad boy, and honestly, stay in the bag. I don't know, he's like so annoying, like in the first movie, in the best way. He can't even bother to say thank you after someone literally saved him from being killed by a creepy middle-aged man. I like to call him Monkey Man because he's just so aggressive. I know I say we all know on the slide, but obviously people maybe who know me, or maybe it's just myself, but we all know how I feel about outfits from the 1800s. Gorgeous. Like, can we go back to that? Like, every outfit he's wearing in the images, I want people to wear. Obviously, Louis Partridge is, an attractive guy. I prefer, like, the middle part, the, like, F-boy middle part in his hair for the second movie, and he has some personality. I honestly feel like I grew up, like, with him almost in a way, being like, the first movie is what I was, like, into maybe 2 years ago, and now, like, he's more mature in the second movie, and now that's more what I'm looking for. He's such an ass, but I love a-holes, and he always comes through. He just hits a little different in the second movie, and I'm kind of here for it. 10 out of 10. Peter Parker. As you can see, my awful collage. I love all the Peters, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, and Toby, but, oh my god, I said looks-wise, I still prefer Toby. Like, he looks like a 30-year-old man, high schooler, but you know what? It's fine. It's literally fine. Like,
everyone is so old in that movie. I love it.
Toby's Peter has the best uncle, just a plus. I might prefer Tom and Andrew's Peter Parker personality portrayal. I think it's more accurate to the comics, I think, but the way Toby plays Peter, with a soft-spoken voice, quiet, awkward energy, and murderous tendencies, I'm all here for it. And I feel bad for him, so I would marry him.
Pity points.
9 out of 10. My fave, Henry Hart.
I think we're both gonna be pretty passionate about this one when we talk about it, both in this video and when I do my part 2 video, because we're obsessed with Henry Danger at the moment.
Let me just say that I liked him as a child, and I still like him now. Like, I kind of grew up with him a little bit. Like, it's Jace Norman. Come on. Like, literally Jace Norman's acting, like, completely sells it for me. Henry's character. I really don't want to talk about this because honestly it's embarrassing, but here it goes. I had multiple dreams where he was my husband and he wanted to start a family with me. So maybe subconsciously I want him to be my husband. I see that. Honestly, the thing is, like, we were, like, watching Henry Danger again because the new seasons got put on Netflix. I was like, am I in love with him? Like, actually, I don't know. He's just annoying, like all the other guys on this list, but I think we would have a funny / nice build up to being in a relationship, and because honestly, I've been through the scenarios in my head, and I planned it out, and honestly, like, his voice will always be in my brain, like, feels good, like the intro.
Your rating?
Oh, a 10 out of 10.
If it was anything lower, I'd be shocked.
I'm obsessed. Chase Davenport, this is a problem. This is toxic. This is terrible. Here are the awful images that were presented. I could not find any good ones of him because it's lab rats. I've never seen a person with a bigger ego than him, but I think that we would get along because we kind of share the same toxic traits, besides the ego part, because I'm pretty self-deprecating in all honesty. He acts like everyone is always beneath him because he's the smartest man alive, but it's like your superhuman intelligence comes from your papa uncle man thing. Douglas. Without that, you really have nothing. And he's so annoying in Elite Force. Like, I put his picture there from Elite Force just because, that's what I'm used to seeing now, and it seems weird to go backwards. Like, once I watch a show, it almost seems like I'm looking at a fetus when I go back to watch it again, like, from the beginning. I feel bad for him, because everyone makes fun of him, but he's honestly really annoying. So again, go figure that he's on this list. It's like everyone makes fun of him, but at the same time, he has a big ego, so, like, I don't even know if it's deserved or not. but he's just another nerdy guy that everyone thinks is annoying and unattractive, which doesn't really make sense, but kind of amazing, awful outfits, and I give him a 10 out of 10.
Genuinely, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I remember growing up, I know, like, people that were older than us were like, oh my gosh, Chase Davenport's hot, or whatever. Oh my gosh, I swear. It actually, like, sometimes makes me irritated how much, like, people would talk about him all the time. For them to act like, oh my gosh, he's so ugly, when everyone in real life was saying the complete opposite. Literally everyone in the fandom was like, he's not, you know, whatever, but everyone in the show was like, oh my gosh, ugly.
Honestly, I'm not even gonna talk much about this one, but we have Artie from Glee. Honestly, I hate everyone from Glee, so I don't really know what to say. Like, I even wrote on here, like, you know, I like certain things about him, you know. He has a fashion style that I appreciate, again, like, in the second image there. I like the cardigan. He just, like, is giving, I'm an nerdy, innocent teenage boy, but also a 30-year-old white rapper. He's literally holding an air horn. I don't get his energy. I feel sympathy for him, but he's a straight man on Glee. That is one of the biggest insults on the planet. If you are a straight man on Glee, that's like the worst thing ever. So, honestly, I gave him a 7 out of 10, but I think he deserves like a 2.
I know. I just don't know how to feel about him, because I feel bad for him because he gets treated horribly at the school, but then also simultaneously, like, his character just got worse and worse and worse over time. Like, I liked Artie in the first season, but then it just went downhill from there. Same with, like, Tina, Ko, and Chang. It was, like, the same thing.
Yeah, and it's just funny because, like, he's on here, but, like, I'm straight up, like, crapping on him right now, but I honestly, again, like, people from Glee suck, so I almost wish that they weren't on here, but it still happened. Next, we have Zed from Zombies. I only have pictures from the third movie. That was just my favorite look of his, because I have on here, OMG, look at this man. I'm aesthetically attracted to this undead man. We're gonna be someday. If you want to break up with Addison, hit me up. Because she's like, oh, I'm gonna go be an alien, so if you need someone who can love you while he's gone, baby, you got my number, whoa. I would never try to break up Zed and Addison, but she literally originally chose Cheer over him and was gonna leave him to do alien stuff. I don't really know if I agree with my rating. I gave him a 9 out of 10, but I don't know if he's, like, that great. I mean, I like Zed, but, you know. And we're finally at the end, guys. We have Dimitri and Eli, the binary brothers. They're fairly new, so they both deserve only one slide. They're just together. And honestly, the thing is that I keep having dreams about them. I don't know, like, I like Dimitri more, but since this is a whole diagram, I'm just gonna squat here for a bit. Dimitri physically looks like many of my other crushes I've had in the past. He can be, like, really annoying, but I think we're the same type of annoying, like, let me correct your grammar kind of annoying. So honestly, Stan, I don't find him that annoying, but sometimes he gets into stuff when it's like, you should have shut your mouth. And in that picture, it's like, is Eli already in love with Dimitri? Who knows? With Eli there, or Hawk, whatever you want to say. What a cute shirt. But at the same time, that mohawk's length is a menace to society. And you know the thing is, I made a joke, like any guy who calls girls princess has issues, as a joke, because I thought he would say something like that. I thought, oh, he would. Like, not that he did, but he actually did. Also, how am I not supposed to be drawn to that image when red and black are my favorite colors? And then, like, the other thing is, like, literally it's Chip from iCarly.
Kirby Buckets. Iconic.
He makes me sad. He was, like, really quiet at the beginning, and then does a whole 180, like, ew. And he was being bullied over something so stupid. Like, because he had a scar from a surgery and because he was shy and stuff. I would say, can we act like Hawk never happened? But I'm so used to it now that honestly, I would probably just date that version of him, and I don't really care.
But, like, after the dojo's joined, right?
Yes.
Because there's no way. Like,
I could never deal with someone like that. I don't put up with BS, and that's what he would bring to my life. That was kind of fun. Honestly, a bit overwhelming to realize how many people I liked. My stomach kind of hurts, honestly. I feel that there could even be more, because this was just live action characters. This totally excludes cartoons, maybe even K-pop biases. Harry Potter characters and stuff.
I was not gonna include that on mine. Yeah, did I have a crush on Ron Weasley? Yeah, but I don't like to think about that.
We hope you enjoyed this fun little thing here. Definitely won't be little. It's gonna be a lot for us to edit. But you know what? Hopefully it will be worth it. And you guys will enjoy it. Stick around for part 2
For my crush history.
I'm sorry. It was a lot to go through. Probably was a lot for you to comprehend as well.
Well, anyway, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts. Who have you had a crush on? I don't know what I'm saying. What's your biggest fictional crush? And if you don't experience romantic attraction, if you're aro, just comment your thoughts about the video. We have fun here. We have a gaming channel. A link to that will be in the description below. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Oh my god, I hate myself.